Okay, hello, and good afternoon. It is actually um, close to 4 o'clock or a little after 4 at this point. My name is Jasmine, and as you can see from my name on the YouTube video, I'm known as Depression Diva. Um, it's just something that me and one of my cousins came up with, as far as like different names and stuff, because I do suffer from depression, but I don't I try to still look good or look presentable or look, be happy and things like that about it. This first video is just going to be letting you guys into my life, knowing a little about me. I'm not really one to like share a lot of information or a lot about myself. So I, as you can see, am a Muslim woman. I'm a Muslima. I became a Muslim woman a couple of years ago now. So I would say 4 or 5 years ago now. I've always been interested in the religion and everything that they talk about, everything that they stand for. And ultimately, I decided that that was going to be the goal for me, or going to be the way for me. So that's just a little about me religiously. As far as my life goes, I have two beautiful children. I am in a relationship long term, and there are just a lot of beautiful things that I have around me, or that I've been subjected to, that I could praise Allah for. I have 4 degrees. I have 2 bachelors, 2 masters, in education, all in education. I love children. I love the mind of the child. I hope to someday go to school for my doctorate degree, so forth and so on. I don't claim to be an expert on depression. Not at all. I am not. This YouTube channel, and I also have Twitter, I have Instagram, and I have Facebook. All of this is pretty much like I decided to start it because I wanted it to be something therapeutic for myself. And hopefully I will be able to help other people with it as well. Dealing with depression and working through it is still something that I am working through, or I am working with. And I'm hoping to get over or to get better with. And it's an ongoing process. It's something that I feel that, it's something you continuously have to work on, because if you don't, as soon as there's a moment for you to be down, or a moment for you to have a negative thought, then ultimately, it just helps you to spiral back into that bad place, or that dark place, which I have been. And I'm still working on, I think we're also working on trying to fight our way out of. I'm going to be giving suggestions on how I deal with depression, some of the ways that I deal with it, some of the facts about depression, and key facts and key information to help you as women, or even as men. If men watch this, and that's fine too. Young adults, things of that nature, like even as like just people in general, like we have to understand that, especially as African Americans. I know a lot of African Americans who it's a stigmatism, or it's just like, oh, okay, you'll be all right, like nothing's really wrong with you. Like people think that it's not a real thing, or it's not a big deal. And it really is. People lose their lives every day over things like this. And, it's really unfortunate, especially when it's a situation where it could have possibly been prevented if that person had someone to talk to, if they had their circle that, understood what they were going through, and, even just a listening ear. I've been in therapy. I have been on medication. Like tried various different things to work through my depression, and I still am. And like I said, I think that, doing these videos will hopefully be therapeutic, not for just you, but for me as well. So it's something that we can work on. I've gained weight through it. I've lost weight through it. I mean, that's just typical, like with everyday life, with stress and with eating and with not eating and, all the things that seem to come with that. So, nonetheless, as stated, I'm just trying to, just share my pain or share what I'm going through or what I've been through, and hope that that can help someone else who hopefully won't have to go through that, or hopefully won't have to, or if they're going through it, it'll be therapeutic for them, or it'll be like a lesson learned, like, oh wow, I was going through all about it the wrong way, like maybe this is the way that I should have thought about it, or I should have gone through it, and it can be more helpful. As far as when I think my depression started, I'm not really 100% sure. Yeah, like I'm not 100%. I can't like put a finger on when I think it started. When I had my first son, I did go through postpartum depression. I went through postpartum depression. I had it bad. I just remember one day just like being in the room and just, he's crying and I'm just looking at him and I'm like, I started crying. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't understand. Why is this baby crying like this? Like, is there something wrong? Like, what did I do to him? Why doesn't he like me? I was fortunate enough to have a support system. One of my sisters was there and she was just like, are you okay? Do you feel like you're going to hurt the baby? I'm like, no. Do you feel like you're going to hurt yourself? I'm like, no. She's like, so what's wrong? I'm like, I don't know. I just could not stop. Like, literally for, I'm not even exaggerating, probably like 45 minutes to an hour. Like, I was just crying, like crying straight. She took the baby, calmed him down. Everything was good with him. I was just over it. I was done. I was like, like head spinning and just like, exhausted. Like, I don't know if it was all because of the like overexertion, or I felt like extremely exhausted and I didn't really know how to handle it because I was a young mom. But and my situation was just like, it was different dynamics within the situation with having my son. So yeah, I'm just really not sure, but that's what the postpartum for him, it started before that, but that's when it got really bad and it got really, really dark days. So after that, I have two sons. I have another son, and I got postpartum depression again. And this time it was just like, I had C-sections with both of my children as well. So I was down and out for about like 4 weeks or so or more after having each of my kids. So I just remember, like with my second son, anytime you would say my first son's name, I would burst into tears. Anytime you asked me if I needed help, burst into tears. Oh, hey, I lived on a 3rd floor apartment at the time, which was crazy. And I had people coming over and helping me and, just being helpful and things like that. And my oldest son was staying with one of my siblings at the time. Like, they were helping me out by like keeping him and, making sure he got back and forth to school or daycare or whatever the case may be. And, yeah, anytime you would say his name, I would like burst into tears. Anytime you asked me if I needed help, I would burst into tears. And I remember somebody like thinking that like it wasn't serious, it wasn't real. And they were like, man, you all right? Like, you're okay. They were like, and they just like started saying his name to me. My son's name, burst out into tears. They were like, what can I do? Like, do you want me to go get him? What do you need me to do? Oh my God, I did not know that you were really going to start like boo-hoo crying. No, boo-hoo crying. Like ugly cry. Like stuff that you don't want people to see. So yeah, like that's with my children, with my postpartum depression, those are the things that I went through when I had both of my children. And as far as like regular depression, I can't pinpoint it. I want to say that it got really bad after I had both my kids. And there were spurts at first, I feel like, of the depression, but then it just stuck around. It just didn't go away at one point. And it was just like, you know, it was just really upsetting to me. And it was really disheartening because, you know, like my kids would come in the room and they would like, my head would be under the covers and like I'd be under the covers crying or just laying there and they're like, hey mom, like, you know, are you okay? Like, you know, it's gonna be okay. And, you know, that too made me feel like, you know, oh God, like I'm the worst mom in the world. Like, you know, like I'm in the bed, like I feel like I can't even move. And I'm just, you know, not doing what I need to do for my kids. So, yeah, like I said, I'm still, every day is a journey. Every day is a new day. And, I had my good days. I had my bad days. I had my positives. I had my negatives. And I'm still working through it all. And I'm hoping as I'm working through it that I continue to get better and I can continue to strive and do positive things. And, you know, if me posting this or putting this out there is going to help somebody else, then, you know, I hope that it does. That's my goal. So, yep, if you want to leave any comments or if you have anything that you would like me to discuss, then you can go ahead and do so. Today, I just wanted to do like an introduction video so that you could know what this whole thing is going to be about or what these videos are going to be about. And, you know, we're going to rock out and we're going to work through this together. It's stuff that I don't know. It's stuff that some people out there that may be watching may be knowledgeable of and are like, hey, let me share this information. And I'm like, okay, let's get it. Because we all need to get it together, you know. So I hope that you enjoyed. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave it. And also, you know, positive vibes, positivity. So I'll see you guys later.